Welcome to Advanced Level Chemistry. My name is Nalin Kulathunga. I am teaching chemistry in a national school. Children, I decided to come to you through few videos in English medium. This is the very first one, an introduction to what we are going to learn in advanced level. Our first interest is what is chemistry. Children, chemistry is a branch of science that deals with matter and the chemical changes it undergoes, matter and the interactions it undergoes. Matter is actually whatever around us occupies the space and has a mass. Energy, in contrast, does not occupy the space and it doesn't have a mass also, but energy can do some work. Energy can be seen in different forms: light energy, heat energy, and so on. Energy and matter constitute the environment or the world. In advanced level chemistry, there are 14 units that we have to learn. First of all, we will see these topics: atomic structure, structure and bonding, chemical calculations, gaseous state of matter, energetics, SP and D block chemistry, basic concepts of organic chemistry, hydrocarbons and halo-hydrocarbons, oxygen containing organic compounds, nitrogen containing organic compounds, chemical calculations, equilibrium, electrochemistry, chemical industries and environmental pollution are the 14 topics that we are going to learn, and we will discuss one by one. The very first unit is atomic structure. Children, in this unit we learn about the atom as the building block of matter. As I said earlier, matter is everything around us. Matter can be seen as elements as well as compounds. Sometimes we can see mixtures of atoms and elements. Atoms are actually of different types. One type of atoms can be called as an element. There are 118 elements discovered so far. In the periodic table we can see 118 elements. So we are going to learn about different types of atoms as well as subatomic particles. Subatomic particles are the finer or smaller particles than the atoms: electrons, protons, neutrons, and so on. Those are subatomic particles. So we will be learning about how the subatomic particles were discovered and how the different types of atoms have been classified into a nice periodic table, and periodic properties of these elements are also being discussed in the very first unit. So that will be very interesting. And in the second unit we are going to learn about the structure and bonding. Atoms unite through chemical bonds. Atoms get together through chemical bonds. Chemical bonds are of different types. Covalent bonds, ionic bonds are the two basic types. Atoms of a given element unite together to form a molecule, smaller molecules. Those are the molecules that can be seen in elements like hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, ozone molecule, and so on. There are molecules even in compounds. Atoms of different elements are unite or get together to form different compounds like carbon dioxide, methane, water, and so on. So in these compounds we can see different types of chemical bonds. In the third unit we will be learning about chemical calculations. Chemical calculations form products. We will be calculating what mass of products can be obtained by reacting a certain mass of reactants. So that is our interest in the third unit, chemical calculations. Then we go to the fourth unit. Fourth unit is the gaseous state of matter. Children, as we know, matter exists in different physical states. For instance, water exists in 3 different states: liquid water, solid water or ice, and water vapor, that is a steam. Our main focus in this unit is the gaseous state of matter. So I will be looking at different gas laws like Boyle's and Charles' law, etc. So that will be very interesting. And the fifth unit is energetics. Energetics is actually the energy changes that is accompanied with the chemical reactions. In certain chemical reactions, energy is released into the environment. But in certain chemical reactions, we have to put in energy. Energy is absorbed in certain chemical reactions. So that is our focus in the fifth unit. In the sixth unit, we will be learning about sp and d block chemistry. In the periodic table, there are certain blocks. The first and the second groups of the periodic table collectively is called as the S block. As you know, the periodic table, modern periodic table, has 18 groups and 7 horizontal rows or periods. Out of these 18 groups, first and the second group is collectively called as the S block. The groups from 3 to 12 is called as the D block, and the P block is the one that comprises the group 13 up to group 18. 13 to 18 is the P block. So we will be learning about the chemistry of these group elements in the 6th unit. The 7th unit is the first organic lesson. That is actually organic chemistry is the chemistry about carbon containing compounds. Carbon containing compounds are called as organic compounds. So we will be learning about organic chemistry from the 7th unit onwards. In the 8th unit, we will be learning about hydrocarbons like methane, ethane, propane, butane, etc. So those are hydrocarbons, compounds containing only carbon and hydrogen. Those are very familiar to you even from your O levels. So we will be learning more about hydrocarbons in the 8th unit. Also, halogen containing hydrocarbons is our interest in this unit. The compounds like chloroform or carbon tetrachloride can be called as halo-hydrocarbons. In the 9th unit, we will be learning about oxygen containing organic compounds. Acetic acid is a compound containing oxygen, carbon and hydrogen. Similarly, formaldehyde or acetone are compounds with oxygen. So oxygen containing organic compounds is our interest in the 9th unit. In the 10th unit, we will be talking about nitrogen containing compounds. Nitrogen containing compounds like urea is our interest in this unit. In the 11th unit, we will be talking about chemical kinetics. The rates of chemical reactions is our focus in this unit. There are certain reactions that takes place very quickly, like burning crackers or gunpowder is a very fast reaction. Similarly, when you put a piece of sodium into water, the rate of that reaction is very fast. But there are certain reactions that take place very slowly also. So rates of chemical reactions is our interest in the 11th unit. In the 12th unit, we'll be learning a new section of chemistry, and I am pretty sure that will be very interesting to you. Equilibrium is a state of a chemical reaction actually. We discussed about chemical reactions in O levels that take place only in one direction. But in advanced level we will be talking about chemical reactions that take place on either direction. Reactants get together to form the products, as well as the products comes back to reactants as well. So reactions taking place in either direction come to a certain state that is called equilibrium. In the equilibrium state, the forward reaction and the backward reaction take place at the same rate. So that is the state of equilibrium. So there is a new section to you, and that is very interesting, I am sure. In the 14th, or the last but not least, is chemical industries and environmental pollution. Chemical industries are actually very important for a country as well as a human civilization. Chemical industries are very important to sustain the current form of lifestyle. The modern lifestyle is helped by chemical industries, but the problem is the environmental pollution that is associated with these chemical industries. So we will be talking about the environmental impacts of chemical industries in the last unit. So those are the 14 units that we are going to learn. So generally 7 units will be discussed in the year 12, and the rest will be discussed in the year 13. So I congratulate you to learn those 14 units with enthusiasm, and I'll be with you. I'll be including videos for each unit hopefully, but remember that will be supported by your feedback. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make an arousal in me also to continue this work. Thank you very much.